machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content, like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live. Thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Follow Blinds, Pocker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take...
Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes.
Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you today? Sorry about my fat fingers then. It's Sunday morning, they weren't working. How's your weekend been so far? Well, it's been 2 weeks since we last played. How are you feeling after the last 2 weeks of no football whatsoever? Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. So it's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show by us fans, for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion matters. So get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kick-off time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content, like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live. Thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Follow Blinds, Pocker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms and Rainbows. We are live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, all you out there in the wonderful world of the old Tinternet. How the devil are you? Well, another week's gone by since last week. We haven't really got a lot to talk about. It's a bit of a strange week. We've won the league. Last year we got relegated. There was lots to talk about. This year it's not so much as we've won the league and we haven't got a lot to talk about. I've got Reedy and I did have Locks, but Locks has just vanished for a minute. I'll bring Reedy in. Morning, Reedy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
How's your week been this week? You been swimming anywhere this week?
No, nothing at all. No, just chilling out. Got a bit too drunk one night, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, you were dancing in the rain, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like a fountain, but yeah.
Enough said about that. Morning, Jamie. Hope the weather's treating you nice. Yes, Tim, it's better than last week. It was a bit wet last week, but we're all good this Sunday. Ian Superfox, morning to all. Morning, Jamie. All Leicester City fans. Mickey Rook, morning. Andy Meadows, Leeds, Southampton. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's bring Locks in now. He's just managed to jump back on. He's probably just filling his gin and tonic first thing in the morning.
No, not this time.
It's Sunday. It's the day of rest.
I don't drink gin anymore, mate. I can't do it.
Oh, don't you? You've stopped now, have you? That was a lockdown thing, was it?
Yeah, mate, I can't. Yeah, I had one really bad night on it, and I haven't had it since. Yeah.
Patrick's asking about the kit photos. We will come on to that in a minute. As the title of the video is, past, present, and future. The past is last season. We're going to talk about Reedy, and I want all the people in the comments. Your best moments of last season. If you had to pick one moment of season, what would it be? Your best moments.
Christ, you're asking me to pick a point out about 1,000 minutes. Maybe more than 1,000 minutes. Christ.
There must have been one point where you went, that's the best moment you could think of.
I think out of all of it, I think you'd say the Southampton game just in general, because I think Locke spoke to me about it before and saying about if you like when we won the league, that Man City game was imprinted in your memory to be like that's where you felt like you've won the league. I think that Southampton game for me when we won 5-0 or even when we got to 2 or 3-0, it was like, do you know what? This is probably the game where we are winning the league from this game, because it shows you that we can do it, and we've beaten probably one of the better teams in the league to make sure we have claimed that title, or even just promotion in general. So yeah, for me, it's that one.
See, that's the one. Andy Meadows has gone for exactly the same one as me. I would have gone for the West Brom Harry Winks last minute winner. That was probably the best for me personally. I enjoyed that. Was like absolutely fantastic moment in the whole season. Lots, what are you thinking?
Oh yeah, for me, undoubtedly it was Southampton. I think what Reedy just said is what I said the other week. Like, I think it was the first time in a long time you kind of could just relax and say, okay, yeah, we got this. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it obviously I was saying that, you know, all season until probably February, but February and March were horrific, were horrific months really for us. You know, we threw away a 17-point gap to third place, and it looked like we were going to just collapse and probably finish third. But I think, you know, we beat Norwich and Birmingham, and then we thought we were back, but then we lost to Millwall and Plymouth, and it was like, okay, yeah, we're not back. But then this, you know, winning 4-0 against Southampton, I think was like a proper five. I think that was a proper statement, and it was just kind of like them, in a way, the players showing us that, like, you know, they are good enough, and we will do it. So yeah, that one for me.
I mean, we talk about. You mentioned the Southampton game, and we stuffed them 5-0. They were useless that night, absolutely diabolical they were. But they've made the final. They beat West Brom 3-0. Leeds beat Norwich 4-0 in the second legs, both respectively. It's a Leeds-Southampton final. I think that's what we actually thought it was going to be honest. We didn't think it was going to be West Brom and Norwich. We were hoping Leeds weren't going to get there. But I know you lots were thinking Leeds weren't going to get there. Or hoping Leeds weren't going to get there, I should say. That's a tough final, that is, Southampton Leeds. The way they both played, I know I said Southampton last week, and I actually hate saying this, but I do think Leeds might sneak it, Locks.
Yeah, I think they will. I think Russell Martin's inexperienced still. I think he's a bit of a knobhead, to be fair. But, you know, people say the playoffs are a lottery, and actually it's not true. Statistically, third place go up more than the others. So, you know, I don't think it is a lottery. And, you know, Leeds are better than Southampton. I know we've beaten Southampton twice, and we haven't beaten Leeds at all. So, you know, that's one thing. But I think even though Leeds bottled it towards the end of the season, you know, we know how football is, right? We're not stupid. You know, we laughed and we took the piss, but we're not stupid. How, you know, we know how football works in terms of very good teams can still, you know, have bad periods, like we did. We just had ours a little bit earlier than them. That was all. And there is no doubt in my mind, mate. You know, Leeds United at their best, with this squad at their best, are better than every team in the league apart from us. You know, we're still the best. So I think they will win. I think we have played a part, mate. If I'm honest with you, you know, they'll say, "Oh, you know, we don't care about you." But I think the reaction from Leicester fans, Leicester players, the Leicester Twitter admin, even Ipswich fans took the piss towards the end. I think all of that has given them a kick up the arse. I think, you know, we've poked the bear, if you like, a little bit. And you know what? Fair play to them, because, mate, you know, we did take the mick, and if they get promoted, they'll be on more points than us next season. You know.
Oh yeah, from the start off. Really, what are you thinking? Southampton or Leeds at this stage?
I've already said, I think, even before the game's kicked off, I said that I think Leeds had the quality out of everyone to do it. But yeah, I still think that's the case. Again, after the first legs of the semi-finals of them, both ended 0-0. They were always going to basically gift Southampton and Leeds the chance to go through, because they were home games, and yeah, they just showed the quality over the last two games, haven't they?
Well,
so
I mean, I don't know about you two. I can't remember how old you are, you two, but there's a lot of us have been to all them playoffs, finals at Wembley. I was at all four of them. It's it's not the best game in the world to go and watch, because if you win it, you're elated. If you lose, you're stuck in the Championship for another season. It's awful feeling to lose. I lost twice there in the playoffs. I won twice in the. So that sounds like a player then. I went as a fan, sorry. Lost twice as a fan, twice as a. Won twice as a fan as well. The difference in feelings and emotions going through you on that day is unbelievable. And I think Southampton will be the underdogs, and they've got nothing to lose. I really still think they've got nothing to lose.
Well, I've already said that they beat them on the final day, didn't they?
Yeah.
Southampton beat Leeds on the final day when it mattered to Leeds so much to even at least win, to have a chance. So,
but I remember Joe being on this show a few weeks ago saying, "Oh, the Leeds Southampton game, it will mean nothing because we'll already be promoted." How wrong he was.
I'm going to disagree with Reedy though. I think there was no way that Ipswich were going to lose against Huddersfield.
But you still had to do your bit to.
You still had to do the job.
I know. I personally, I thought it was a bit of a nothing game. If I'm honest, it looked like something that was going to be such a big game at the start of the season when the fixtures came out. Leeds, Southampton, last game of the season.
Well, don't you think that it would have been like that for us last season when we played West Ham on the final day? It's like we just had to do our job because.
Yeah, but who did Everton have that day? You know, who was it? Everton played. Everton against Bournemouth is different to Ipswich versus Huddersfield.
Yeah,
Ipswich who were top of the league.
I sort of agree with both of you in a way. The 50-50 over. Yeah, there's different points.
Yeah, I agree with Reedy, but you got to remember, Reedy, like at half time, I think Ipswich were already like 2-0 up. So it was like.
No, I do get it.
The players would have heard that. The players would have heard that.
You would have liked to have seen some sort of fight because you never know what could have happened. You might have been 2-0 up, but they could have drew in the end, or
well,
you know what I mean.
They should have gone for it to get momentum. I mean, it turns out they didn't need it anyway because they went and hammered Norwich. Sorry, but you know, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think Southampton are just a bit of a funny team. I think, to be honest with you, like they started the season really bad. Yeah, I mean, we hammered them. Reedy was there, I'm guessing. Was it 4-1, Reedy? We beat them 4-2, 4-1? Start the season.
4-1, yeah.
And they then went on a 22-game unbeaten streak. And then they went and lost like 4 in a row. And then they won a couple in a row. So they've been all over the place, mate. It's probably down to Brussels Martin. Not bad. But yeah, I just think...
you really don't like him, do you?
No, I don't. I just think Daniel Farker is a much more experienced manager. The players, you know, the Leeds players are just, I think, better, really, all over the pitch. Well, so
if Russell Martin wins, he can say Daniel Farker off.
Well, apparently they're both going to go. Apparently, whoever loses is going to get sacked, and I find that mad.
I can believe the Norwich manager getting sacked straight after, and the game, and Leroy Rossini getting sacked from Hull after what he'd done with Hull. 20th.
He got manager of the season as well.
Yeah, 20th in the table at the beginning of last season, and he gets him to 7th.
Maybe it's preparation to get into for next season, because as much as you might do that again and get him into a playoff spot, it's difficult. You never know. They might be after the person who gets sacked from being in the Championship next season. You know what I mean? If Leeds don't go up, they might try and go for Farker. You don't know.
Alan, that's a question. We'd have to look into a crystal ball. We still don't know yet. We still don't know. We're still waiting for Man City's charges to come up, so we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's enough about the past. We're going to talk about the present. Like I said earlier, we've had 2 weeks. All the lads have been on holiday. Enzo's been on holiday, but it won't be long before they're back at the training ground at Seagrave. They've got a few more weeks before the players come back. But we've got the transfer window very shortly, haven't we? I think it's something like the 14th of June, it opens until the 30th of August for the transfer window, which is good because all the windows in the same country, all the countries seem to finish at the same time this year. What do you think we actually need to be looking at, Reedy, for the transfer window?
The thing is, I've said that if you looked at each position last season, you'd probably say yes, and then probably on the verge or are Premier League quality in a way. So for me, it's more about bolstering the team, as in you try and find backups or find somebody who can compete with that first team position. So for instance, someone like Winks, we've never really had that sort of role that can be a fill-in for him. But people have said Chowdhury, but you never got that person who can fill in for Winks. So you've either got to find replacements if them players get injured, or you find just bolstering players to be second choice. Because, like, don't get me wrong, there's still a few areas you probably say you need it. Like, for me, the main position is left centre back, because we are going to lose Callum Doyle from what it looks like. So there's one. And then most likely for me, probably more of a right-sided attacking minded midfielder.
Right, on that point, Locks on Thursday night, I think you mentioned Sammy Smodux. How is that how you pronounce it? There was rumours, whether it's going to be true, but I think he might be out of our price range a little bit, because he won't be there. He won't be at Blackburn next year, will he, Locks?
I mean, I hope it's not Oz he comes to, mate. I've said this before. Like
But he's the leading goal scorer for midfielder, for attacking midfielder.
Mate, just look at how many goals he scored in every other season before that. He is a one-hit wonder. I'm telling you, mate.
Didn't we say that with Kane when he first started?
Mate,
scoring?
but Kane's 21. Smodix is 28. He's nearly 29. He's 29 in August or September, I believe. I honestly don't think it's the right move. I really don't. How many times?
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, but they're going to want over 10 mil.
But I think you can find better in a way.
I just don't think it's the right choice. I really don't. I mean, Adam Armstrong at Southampton, mate, he scores goals in the Championship. He did before. I can't. Was he Blackburn? I know. I can't remember where he was.
I think he was Blackburn as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was Blackburn as well.
He scored goals, mate, and then he went to Southampton, and in Premier League he didn't. He hasn't done anything right. So I just don't think it's the right player that we need to go for. There are better ones out there, I think, who are younger with higher ceilings. I mean, look, Ndidi made a bloody capable attacking midfielder in the Championship, mate. It's not that bloody hard, is it? So I think we'll be looking elsewhere, especially, if you said to me, all right, Sammy Smodix available on a free, or Sammy Smodix is available on a 5 million deal, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, go for it for backup. But Sammy Smodix for 15 million quid as a starter in the Premier League, no, thank you, not a chance, not a chance.
There we go. There, we've heard it from Locks first. Locks said we're going to break the points record, and we didn't. Sammy Smodux is not coming, so he is.
He's not. He won't.
I wouldn't. For £15 million, yes, if you look at his past seasons, maybe it might be a bit of a thing, but from this season, he deserves a £15 million price tag, in my eyes. For scoring 26 or 27 goals, he deserves that price.
Carlos, that's a good point about Ndidi leaving. There is talk of, I heard an interview with Maresca that if he stays, he might be in a different position again next year. If he signs a new contract, he's not going to be playing that high 8. He might be more of a defensive midfielder. What do you think to that? He didn't actually say it. He sort of indicated in one of his interviews. I think it was on When You're Smiling podcast. I heard it. He sort of indicated he'll be dropping deeper. So they are looking at someone else to fill that role. Would you fancy him dropping back to his normal position, Locks, or would you still fancy him being at that high 8 in the Premiership?
No, I wouldn't want. I mean, back up, yeah, but I don't think. I think he'll go. I think he'll.
He won't want to be a backup either. Like for the position for like Winks or Ricardo, he hasn't got the passing ability for that in my eyes. He just hasn't.
I think he'll leave. I think, especially the Iheanacho going. I know it sounds silly because just because they're both Nigerian, but no, they are actually best mates, and wouldn't even surprise me if a club bloody signed both of them as a pair. You know what I mean? They do seem to come as a pair. So, I think we need to look at better attacking wise. If we were planning on playing them in the 8 or the advanced 8, I think we need a better option. And then again, defensively, I think we need a better option. I know he did it for us in the Premier League for years, for a few years very well. But, I mean, you can't ignore the last 2 seasons in the Premier League where he kind of just disappeared, really. Like, he was one of our most
important. He had that injury. He got that injury.
I remember like for like 3 years in a row where if Ndidi was out, we'd lose. You know what I mean? Like, if Ndidi weren't playing, we'd struggle. And then the last 2 years he was playing and he just wasn't very good. So Yeah, I think we might let him go and just shake his hand and say, thanks for everything, mate. Off you go.
There was a tweet during the week from John Percy. I think one of you two put it up in the chat, and it said Vardy's having talks, and there was another lad having talks. Was it Vestergaard?
Both Vestergaard and Vardy are set to sign, it said. And Enzo has rejected offers of going away to abroad.
Yeah, well, I think he's got to give it a go in the Premiership. I mean, he'd be a bit of a fool if he left he did the job to get us up. He's got to give it a go, really, to be honest. The only thing I'm worried about is the similarities between Burnley and us, because Company had a big mates with Pep. Enzo, big mates with Pep. Both played and managed with him, or helped manage with him.
The one thing that I'd say is complete opposite comparison to Burnley is, yes, he might be the same style of football, but player quality wise, I've already said it. We've got Vardy as one of them. Yes, he's 37, but he knows what he's doing in the Premier League. Who's their striker? They've got a defence who I don't even think has ever really tried in the Premier League. We've got a defence who has been in the Premier League and kind of knows what's happening. Obviously, Vestergaard's been playing for that year in the years. Faye's obviously last couple of years. So I think the quality's there for us compared to them. They know what they need to do compared to what Burnley had to do when they first came up. It's like a completely new thing for them.
So going into the Premiership, Locks, the three teams that went up, I mean, Luton need a 13-goal swing. I mean, it'd be great to see Forest come down, but I can't see it. But they need a 13-goal swing. So if Luton
who have they got as well? Who have Luton playing today?
I can't remember. I think they're at home.
Because you never know. If they're playing someone who's basically on the beach, they'd be like, yeah, go on, score 13.
Yeah, but it's Forest to lose as well. But Locks, has that, with them three clubs going up and then coming straight back down, is the gap getting bigger for the Championship teams to go up and stay there?
Well, there's no doubt, mate. Come on, you know what I mean? There is no doubt. I mean, look at Leicester. We competed with the top four for 2-3 years. Finished fifth twice. And the reason we are in a financial fair play mess is because to compete with the top four, you have to spend like the top four. You have to spend wages like the top four to compete. You look at Yuri Tillemans. When we signed Yuri Tillemans from Monaco, the permanent deal, we had to pay him a lot of money, because if we didn't, he would have gone. Even halfway through his stay, he would have probably gone if we didn't give him I don't know if we gave him a new deal. We probably didn't give him a new deal, actually, but
I'm not sure. I think we did actually.
I don't think we did, because he would have signed in 2019, and then when he left in 2023. Yeah. So
the last 2 years he was like umming and ahhing, shall I stay or shall I go now? He wasn't sure, was he?
Yeah. So you have to spend like the big or the top four or the big six to compete with them. So that's what we did, and we had 2 bad years, and then we're out of the Premier League, and suddenly you're still paying the wages, and that's why you're in FFP mess. So the gap's getting bigger. I don't know if you've seen this week, Kieran Maguire, financial expert, said that because because 2 relegated teams are going back up, so Leicester and then either Leeds or Southampton, what happens with the parachute payments that those 2 teams are due to get? Because parachute payments are spread over 3 years. So there's 2 years where 2 clubs aren't going to get them. And that money is actually split between the other Premier League clubs. That for me is a joke. So if, let's say, you've got Leicester City got relegated, for the next 3 years, they're getting parachute payments unless they go back up. So they get promoted. So then the Premier League say, all right, your parachute payments that you're due to get over the next 2 years, we're going to take that back and we're going to give it to the rest of the Premier League. Why not give that to the EFL clubs? Why not give that to the Championship? That would make more sense. It would be, a team in the Championship was meant to get it, and because they've gone back up, they're giving it to the Premier League instead. It makes no sense. They should then share it around the Championship and make that more fair. So it's part of the reason, mate, why the gap's getting bigger. It's uncontrollable. Football, they're talking about a football independent regulator coming in. That ain't going to change anything. It's going to keep happening. And to be fair, mate, in 20 years' time, it wouldn't surprise me if it was the same three getting relegated and the same three getting promoted every single year, year after year after year. We saw it for a little bit with Norwich. Norwich were proper yo-yo in. They were up and down, up and down, up and down. Sheffield United now, Burnley. It probably will happen. Luton's a bit of an outlier. I don't know how they'll cope because they're not even anywhere near Burnley or Burnley and Sheffield United aren't loaded, but compared to Luton, they are. So it's a joke, mate. This is what
like Kevin says: the rich get richer and the poor teams get poorer. So true indeed.
Yeah,
we've talked about the past. We've talked about the present. Let's talk a little bit about the future before we finish. The Premier League fixtures. Let's get that right, lads. Will be released at 9 a.m. on June the 18th, Tuesday, June the 18th, and all 380 games will be released on that day. The season will start on the 17th of August, and it will finish on May the 25th, and there's no winter break this year. So they've extended the season just to give players a bit more break the following summer.
I like how they've done that when Klopp leaves, because he's the one who fucking moans about it the most.
Well, yeah. Next year, there'll be 33 Saturday games. Well, sorry, not Saturday games, 33 weekend games. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And there'll only be 4 midweek matches next year in the Premier League, which I always thought was more midweek matches.
Thank God. I'm glad. I don't want all these midweek games in the Championship anymore.
And also, there'll be one on a bank holiday. So what will that be? Bank holiday Easter Monday, will that be, do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or Boxing Day. Is that on Monday? I don't know.
It could be. Yeah, that could be right. And there's going to be because Christmas Eve, they're not having any games on Christmas Eve this year. Neither. There's going to be no game on the 24th. So I'm not sure when that falls. But it comes to saying, what do you want first? The first game of the season. Do you want a home game to get points on the board? Or it won't be points on the board for us, will it? It will still be minus points on the board for us. Or do you want one of the tougher ones to get them out the way first? Reedy, over to you again. The first one. Do you want home or away? What do you want? Come on, pal. Do you want to get into the season with a win, get points on the board, although we won't have any points on the board?
Give us Ipswich at home on the first game of the season. But I will say that I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think it's going to be the worst three we could possibly imagine to begin with, in like Man City, Arsenal, and Man United or something like that. It's going to be like that just to make it even worse for us. But I'd love an Ipswich at home first game of the season.
Away day at Brighton in an August weekend. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it, Lots? Going down there for the weekend.
Yeah, mate. You know what? Give me Tottenham Hotspur, mate. First game. Yeah, absolutely. I wanna the Union FS tifos for the Premier League return. We'll have minus 10 points on the board, but who gives a fuck? Because we'll beat James Maddison, mate. James Maddison's return to the King Power Stadium, mate.
Return of the Mad.
Get a shit house in the midfield and get him smacked.
Oh, mate! Down. Honestly, I want Tottenham. I just think it'll be quite poetic. The history we had with Tottenham Hotspur, obviously in that 15-16 season, they've been chatting wet about us for the last few days, the last few couple of weeks, saying that every team rolled over for us in the 15-16 season. James Maddison obviously thought, I don't know what he was thinking going to Tottenham. He could have gone to any bloody club in England. That man could have. He could have gone to any after last season. He could have gone to any club, and he chose Spurs. I mean, how thick do you have to be?
Didn't he say the words? Didn't he say the words? I want to win trophies.
Yeah, he did, man. It's just.
But then he went to win trophies, and then the very next day, Harry Kane buggered off to Bayern Munich, and he hasn't won any trophies even then.
Oh, mate, it's
there's one thing for sure: there will not be a top six game the last day of the season. There hasn't been a top 6 game between two teams. The last game of the season for over 20 odd years.
I think there's some ways about that doesn't seem right, but yeah,
I know it doesn't seem right. And even then, the last time this happened, I think it was Man U versus Spurs. But even back then, Spurs weren't really close.
Because imagine this season where obviously Man City and Arsenal are fighting out for the title. Imagine if both teams had to play each other today.
That would be a bargain busting game. That would, wouldn't it? Bargain busting, not bargain. You know what I mean.
Stick it on the
But,
box office. Charge a tenner like they did in bloody COVID. Do that. Make loads of money, mate.
Did that? Oh yeah,
They did it for a period.
They binned that though, didn't they? Or did they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they binned it off because everyone
They
kicked
binned it off straight away, didn't they?
Yeah.
They binned it off straight away. Let's just see what people. Nice to see. Here's this one. Nice to see. Really happy. I hate it when he's miserable.
I've not been miserable all season, mate.
So you've just been negative all season.
No.
I think you'll find, Kevin, that the reason Reedy is miserable is because he has to get up early on a Sunday morning on one of his days off, and he's knackered. The poor boy's knackered. He's not used to work, is he?
No, apparently not.
But right then, lads and lasses, thank you for watching.
You never mentioned what you would play in the first game.
Me, I want a home game. I want a home game against a lower team and get 3 points on the board. Although it won't be 3 points on the board.
That'll be minus seven. That'll be minus seven. Get in.
Yeah, it'll be on minus 7. But yeah, well, we don't know what points. That's something we'll find out that soon. We'll find out when Man City get their points deductions in 2050, and then we'll see what happens then.
We'll probably get Man City first game of the season. We all know it because it's fixed, and they want to play Pep versus Enzo, don't they?
Yeah, it'll be on TV on a Friday night away at Main Road. Bloody hell, Etihad. Sorry,
Main Road.
I know that was an old ground. Reedy, do you know where Main Road is? Do you know where Wrexham is yet?
Yeah, near Wales.
Can you remember where Milton Keynes was?
Not really. I know it's an hour away, but yeah.
All right then, Locks. Cheers for joining me on a Sunday morning. Much appreciated, pal. We shall see you through the week.
Absolutely, mate. Another quiz episode coming out next Friday. So
You've got another one. And when's that? Wednesday? Is it Wednesday or Thursday? It's coming out.
Friday.
Oh, it's close. I knew it was one day ending in a Y.
And just a spoiler for everyone. The next 2 episodes are the 2 people sat next to me right now. So there we go. We'll see who gets the most points. I've got a feeling.
Oh, yeah, never thought about that.
I've got a feeling it might be Jamie. Which one? I don't know.
Yeah, which Jamie? Which Jamie's going to get the most points? Reedy, do you want a pint on it?
No, I'm all right, thanks. Because I know I'm younger than you, mate. So.
Oh, he's tight. He's tight.
Hey, tight. He's from Loughborough, isn't it? He's from Luga Booga Ruga, as the Aussies call it. You're tight-fisted, son. Locks, I shall speak to you through the week, mate. Be good. Thanks for joining.
See you in a bit. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, pal. Reedy, shall see you soon, mate.
Yes, see you next week.
I'll see you through the window, pal. Hey.
Yeah, see you next week.
See you later, mate. MK Dons, Milton Keynes is just before Luton, Reedy, just in case you didn't know. But once again, much appreciated. Everyone joining on a Sunday morning. Not a lot to talk about. We have to try and make this shit up sometimes, and I think we've made a lot of it up today. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye, arrivederci. There goes the final whistle. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Barlow Blinds, Booker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Nubian Cow, The Fox's Arms and Rainbows. Run by the fans, for the fans. Follow us on socials at Leicester Fan TV and visit LeicesterFanTV.com for all the latest news, views and videos.